This is Shaheem Reed. I'm with Polaris. J Will, what's up, my brother?
Yeah, blessed and favored, man. Glad to be here. You doing okay today?
No, it's fantastic to see you. This is Shaheem Reed, and pleasure today to have J Will. One of my favorite actors. Still only 25 years old, right?
Hey, 26, man.
26, okay, but still real young, man. Let me say this. When I saw the promo for Rob Peace without reading the the names and stuff of just looking at the trail and seeing the faces, I was like, dang, that guy looks so familiar. Like I can't put my finger on it. And then it just dawned on me, that's my man Tyson.
I play Tyson on Tulsa King, and Tyson is a young man coming from Oklahoma, going against everything that he was taught, everything he was raised to lead in expectations towards, and decides he wants to step and be a little something more unconventional.
Yes, sir.
Yo, I gotta tell you, man, Tulsa King is absolutely one of my favorite shows on TV, and you actually absolutely killed that role, man. You were somebody that from the first time I saw you, pick Stallone up in the car. It's like that's like my little cousin, so relatable, and just been rooting for you for the whole journey, man.
That's love, man. You see the beginning of it, man. You seeing the beginning of the world seeing it, man. It's been a 10 years making, man. I've been training, been studying, man, but I'm thankful for you, man, for saying that, man. That's inspiring. I do it for folks like you, man. Wait till season 2. You gonna love it, man.
I can't wait. I want to get into that a little bit, but I want to start talking about you, about J Will, the actor and MC, from what I understand. And I'm from New York. I'm from New York City, man. So I heard about you. Yeah, I heard about you coming to the town to sort of pursue acting and then pursue acting and music.
Yeah, man. So, man, I came out there, went to school 2 years. It was my first semester in school, man. I was like, man, you know what? I think I'm about to take this music thing serious, man. Like, I'm outside with my homie. We sitting there. He's like, man, you got to. Go ahead. Of course. I said, why not? I said, word. So, from there, to the studio. I had mad writtens, but I didn't know what to do with them. But went to the studio, man, and it just started to become more of a, endeavor over there on the musical side until soon after I found the bridge, man. Found the language, found the bridge where it was just all one thing, man.
It's life and dollar bills. Bad bitch trying to keep a profit. False prophets winning walls just to fill up their pockets. Real killing nigga, give me your wallet. White killing nigga, give me your chocolate. Running, gotta run it in this rat race. Ain't no finish line, but they treat me like a track race. Make 'em with a mask and shut and jive. Blackface.
Now I'm out here in Atlanta, and pursuing that music thing even further. It's all it's all one cipher. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to New York, and that's just the land of hustle and creativity. Why not pursue your dreams? So, man, I appreciate you for bringing that to light, man. I think the music influences the acting. I don't think if I couldn't do one without the other.
Yeah,
it's all the same to me, man. I appreciate the love for real.
You from Greenville, right? Greenville, South Carolina, South Click. Pops was a barber, so you knew everybody.
This man did his research. Yeah, Pops
had to, man.
Yeah, man.
So I'm sure you knew everybody in the neighborhood just by Pops being the barber. And
yeah, man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm sure you heard so many stories, especially out in Greenville, of everybody in the neighborhood.
And grew up out there, man. I'm about to go back out there tomorrow or something. I'm like that with home, man. But grew up in the shop. My mom, African dance teacher, grew up dancing. Grew up in the arts, man. Grew up with the rhythm of the drum. So the music thing just makes sense,
It's natural. And from what I understand, she was teaching in a school where people were going for acting, right? So that's how you got into it.
That's exactly how I got into it. She was like, I don't want to pressure you. You're doing something like acting right now, but if you want to take it to the next level and go to a good college, come check out this school, no pressure. Like, you know what, I'm gonna go see. Checked it out. I was the only black kid there out of 16, I thugged it out, I'm there, I'm gonna just, here for what I need to get. Time went on. I graduated, and it was just up from there, man. But my mom, man, she get mad, she get mad love for just those preliminary decisions that she just edged on, trying to, egg me over to, I'm thankful for her, my mom. She my biggest inspiration when it comes to all of this, for sure. She's like, man, that's my lifetime for real.
Coming up, who was like some of your acting influences as well as musical influences? Cause South Carolina, you definitely got the South, but you got a lot of New Yorkers that moved down south. You got some people from Texas and Louisiana, bringing that flavor. Of course, ATL move a little bit down. So who was you vibing to?
That's a fact, man. I grew up, man. Look, to be real with you, man. Like, I remember I grew up in a religious family. Mom and my dad pastor. Mom, she on her little first lady vibes. So I couldn't really be so upfront with my like secular interests, at all. I even had like a little. I've been rhyming, since I was in middle school. There was this class. Taught us how to make beats and stuff, and I just took on the honor to write my own beats. And I called the book my poetry book, so just in case they found it, they would be like, my baby writing poetry, but in there I'm talking crazy, I'm spitting, But at that time, I was listening to a lot of Rick Ross, man. I was listening to a lot of Ross. I was listening to a lot of Wayne, a lot of Outkast. That was when I was down south. That just got my pen game going. My pen,
Yeah.
When I got to New York, the crazy thing happened, man, where I realized I've been working in my own little comfort in my space. I'm a little studio rat. I don't go to studios with rappers and kick it. Like I produce my own beats. I stay here locked in. I found out these rappers out here punching in. I found out these rappers out here, like it's like coming off the rip, like line by line. I'm taking days to come up with a thoughtful 16 with all type of intricate metaphors, internal, get to New York, new rappers just, I'm gonna get in the booth, poop, spit something. I'm like, wow, like the game different, so Andre, Ross, them people had a notepad that came in like to the booth, with the pad on them. The game was just different, so I had to graduate my own creative, level. And I started, working on my own terms and punching in, just seeing what it's like, just a freestyle, but relating that to improv, with acting. Whereas like writtens are like, scripted acting, like TV or movie or something, performative, but man, the game is constantly, longevity of the game is calls for immediate innovativeness, bro, and creativity, man. So
For sure.
Who knows, man, it could be different, but Ross, all them folks.
I say this when it comes to the pen game, man. Don't be afraid to do the method that brings the best out of you, because there's a lot of guys. I think when Jay-Z first came out and said that he didn't write, a lot of people started following that method, but it's only one Jay. Now Wayne does that. Wayne, he punches in and he's incredible too, but these guys, their brains are they're so unique. But I do know some people that punch in and it sounds great. I know some people that punch in and it sounds terrible.
Yeah,
but it's all about what's bringing out the best of you. And I say to you and any other artist that's coming up and pursuing rap, don't be afraid to take that pad and that pen out, and even because you could actually critique yourself in real time. You might write something down and be like, nah, look, I could come up with something sharper than that. So it just depends. And sometimes the beat will just bring it out you. Sometimes you hear the beat and you're like, yo, I could just spit it right now. So
yeah, but I remember on that same vein, the first song I ever punched in was like one of the coldest ones. It's because it's coming from an energy place. Like I watch just a young NBA young boy listening to his audio recordings, just listening to his recording sessions. And this man is like let's go, put me in, like, and then he just go right into it, like, you know, and he might mess up, let's go again, like, you know, and it was just the energy that he brought. I turned that off, I watched the whole thing, cut it off, turn on one of my beats, and I brought that same thing, you know, shout out NBA. I brought that same energy to it, you know. It's more of a feeling, you know, and going from the intellectual mind of the written and going to more like the heart, you know, and the feeling mind of, you know, the punching in, you know, it's the push and pull, man. So on more of my melodic stuff, I'm definitely punching in now. But when it comes to the written, it's also J. Cole, Kendrick type vibe, like definitely going strategically about that thing, y'all.
For this movie, you got to work with not just, you know, one of the all-time greats in music, but, you know, one of the all-time greats from the city. The queen of hip-hop soul, Mary J. Blige. You know, like, it don't matter where you from, you love MJB, but what was it like the first day you was on set and you know, you really got a chance to work so intimately with Mary?
Man, I couldn't believe it, man. That was the first time I felt like, you know, like my Stallone thing was one thing, you know, but that Mary thing was on a whole another level because it was who my mom, you know, that's like, you know, my mom loved Mary, grandma, you know, they love Mary, like aunties, like that's us, like. So I met her, she walked in the studio, man, and I met her that day, man. I'll never forget it. She gave me the warmest hug, you know, the warmest, biggest hug, just to let me know, you know, nice to meet you, couldn't wait to meet you. I'm like, wait to meet Lil, I couldn't wait to meet you, like, you know. So we kicked it off smooth, man. We got into those real intense scenes, going back and forth, you know, and you know, I ain't gonna hold back. I'm gonna come with it. Like, you know, I was really, you know, pushing it, you know, like I was doing little eye stuff, little intricate, like, you know, just to try to get something out of her, you know. And so, but she was down for it. So she was so cool. It was cool to play, man. It was real cool to get in that lab with her, for sure.
Yeah, you know, Mary, she's Academy Award nominated, you know, for music and for acting. So, you know, you know what the biggest difference is between the movie stars and I say musicians and artists is that we watch it, we go to the theater, we watch a movie, or we'll be at home and we'll watch a movie, but the artists such as yourself and everybody else, we actually take them everywhere with us. You know, if it's, you know, in the bathroom, you know, taking a shower or doing whatever, they with us. In the car, they with us. You know, New York City, they on the train with us. I know you've been on that subway. You know, even if it come time to, you know, get up with your girl or whatever, they there with us. You know, so they just such a fabric of our life, and especially somebody like Mary, who, you know, 30 years, just generation after generation, man. And you know, in this movie, the family is fractured, right? Like, and it's sad, but it's so prevalent where you see it in the Black community, where, you know, the father is away, you know, extended vacation, you know, in prison, and you know, the son is just there with the mother. Tell me about the story, and also being under direction and working with, you know, the great
who was Mary, all of them folks, man. Yeah, bro. Man, it was wild too, man, because I do feel like it was like a divine order where I kind of had to do this film. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I trusted it anywhere else, because it was such a, if I seen it, you know, and I'm like, you know, man, you know how you be when you watch. I'm just such a competitor, you know. I'm just such I'm an athlete at heart, you know. I want to see the best. I want to see absolute best. I felt like I could have came with it, you know, because I had that personal experience. I knew what it's like for family members to go on them little extended vacation. I knew what it's like to have to sacrifice and things for my family, for my folks, my younger brother, and my, you know, I know what those things are like to come from specific places and then go to this, you know, PWI, you know, it's a whole different code of ethics. People handle things so differently, you know. I have to like code switch so I can be able to survive, you know. Man, it was an honorable experience, man, because I'm blessed to have been chosen to have done this, you know, only because of what my personal thing that I brought to it, you know.
Yeah.
Mary, man, I remember in those scenes with Chiwetel specifically, he always was, go deeper, man, go deeper. It's more.
Yeah.
Like a football coach, you know, go deeper, man. Like, don't give up there. Give me another one. You know, he'll specifically point at, like, you know, he said he will be like, you gave this energy there. Go deeper into that energy on that line for the whole thing. I'll sit back and I'm like a mathematical equation, like, all right, bet, let's go. Let's call action right now. Come on, let's go. The camera, they putting it up. Sometimes I might not even have the full paragraph or monologue. They might change the monologue day up. And it might be a whole chunk that they just decided, you know, let's add that thing from the first draft into it now. I'm like, oh my goodness. So on top of the character work, I had to memorize. I remember one night, you know, it was nighttime, you know, Jersey, cold, Maverick. We out there, everybody just like ready to go. Jay, we want to change this monologue. And I'm like, yo, everybody out here waiting to go home on me right now. Y'all just gave me a whole monologue to memorize, rememorize. All right, forget it. Let's just go. Let's just do it. Give me 5 minutes. Drilling the lines. Got into it. We did a couple takes. By the time we did a third, fourth take, I had it, man. But it was tough, man. It was tough to carry a whole film, man, because you don't really know what's gonna happen. You know, you say you get paid, you sign that contract to say, I bet this can go any way. We just want to use you for your services and your mutability to be able to be directable. See, you know, if you got what it takes to learn these lines quick like that, you know, things happen, you know. But basically, man, and it leveled me up as an artist, bro, as a rapper for sure too, man. There's so many elements I got from that and I brought to it. You know, like when I left set every day, where you think I was? You know, I was in the studio. You know, going back and forth, the expansion and release. When I left the studio, I'm at the studio learning my lines, like in between writing my rhymes. Go back to film the next day and do it all over again. You know, I'm in my trailer making beats, you know, so I can just refresh myself while I'm reading my script, you know, like sampling, you know, then going back to go home and spit on the samples and beats I made, you know. It was a back and forth thing, man. The whole cipher, bro, I swear it had to be that way, you know. And it's my system personally, is Jay Will for sure that works for me. I can't say the same for other people.
You guys did a hell of a job. I definitely appreciate you taking the time. I just want to ask one more quick question, if I could, and just give me just like your take or your analysis. What we see in this movie of the Black experience is that so many of our brothers and sisters that are really talented, wise, smart, intelligent, that seemingly are destined for greatness like your character was, but it's just one mistake, just one wrong turn that changes their entire course of life from being this great person to, you know, as we see your character, not to give it away, but getting into a lot of trouble and ultimately, you know, coming into a very harrowing situation, life or death situation.
Exactly, man. It's crazy, man, because we done seen it. We know that story.
It's specific in the United States. It's very specifically an American story, but it also speaks to things about social mobility that I think people engage with around the world, and the sort of dynamics of family, the responsibility to family, and the responsibility of family to the individual, as well as the responsibilities of an individual to oneself. You know, I think that these things are so human.
I think this is just unique because the brains that the boy had. So smart, man. Like the guy could have did anything he wanted to.
Canelo, right? And I'm sending out Ricky Henderson, batting 300.
Not this season.
Okay, but let's say he's down 25%.
Nah, he's not doing that bad.
Okay, but let's say he is. What's his average gonna be?
225.
Okay, so what would that be on like 250 at bats?
Count me down.
You really think he can do it?
Yeah.
Okay, 5.
On 100
4.
it's 22.5. So that's 22.5 times 2.
3.
Which is 45. Then you have 22.5, which is 11.25.
2.
Okay, so 45 plus 11.25 is 56.25, or 56 hits.
God damn. Can't be 7 years old, smarter than your old man.
You know, and I guess that makes it just as unfortunate, you know. But man, again, man, I can't speak to much more than just the feeling of disappointment of just how that's happened so many more times. Like people in my family, you know, like people I went to high school with, you know, in high school you was the man, homie. Something happened, boom, now you was taking off some way. You back in the Ville.
I would just hope that Rob might continue to influence people in his death as he did in his life. More broadly, there are social issues that are at play in Rob's personal experiences. You know, very specific, very surprising, very elusive manifestations of certain socioeconomic dynamics, and I'm not a social scientist. I don't presume to be. I don't know how to fix any of this, but if there is a way to fix, it does feel like the first step is to be aware.
It's a tough one, man, but I don't really think his life is in vain as those other situations, because unfortunately other cats that we talking about hypothetically never had nobody talking about them now in life on such a broad platform where his life can be re-energized and resurrected on an ancestral level, you know, because he now is, you know, a part of the grand web of it all, and you know, the force of just this higher source, you know. I'm thankful for his life, you know. And again, man, I did this for Jackie, man, straight up. Like I did this for his mom, because I don't want somebody to do it for my mom if this happened to me, you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah, for sure.
that's the decision she made, man. So big up Jackie, man. Big up whole New Jersey, whole East Orange, for real.